Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a head and face shave tonight. It's Sunday night, back to work tomorrow morning. I did have Friday off, it was Australia Day on Friday, so I hope everyone had a wonderful Australia Day. I did do a shave on Friday and I've had a couple of days rest now, and I'm looking forward to getting this whipped off again. Now, head shave first, then I'm going to do my face shave, so my face shave lasts a little bit longer into tomorrow, because obviously I'm shaving at 9:30, well between 8:30 and 9:30 at night, to last me all the way through until 4:30 in the afternoon until tomorrow. And I have to say, I've been quite impressed how the double-edged shaving has actually made it easy enough for me to do that. I'm having a shave late at night and it's lasting me right through the day at work, to the point that around about 4:30, 5 o'clock I'm just starting to feel a bit stubble. Get back home and by 9 o'clock at night it's just enough to actually have a shave. So let's get stuck in. Head shave, as you've seen from the photograph at the start, we'll be using Headblade Head Slick mentholated shave cream. So there's nothing difficult with this stuff, you just literally wipe your head, and a little bit of the cream. Now you don't need loads of this cream, but you need enough to make it work, so I generally put about that much for the first hit, and I do add a little bit more for the second pass and maybe some for the third pass, but there's loads of slickness with this stuff, so just rub it on the hands. As you can see, it starts actually lathering up straight away. Now this cream does lather. If you use this with a brush, I can assure you, you will get a lather as good as pretty much any soap out there. Now the added benefit of this cream is it feels dense when it's lathered. It's got a lovely little bit of menthol in there. It's pretty much a scentless cream. You smell the menthol and that is literally it. There's nothing else really of note that really makes any difference to this shaving cream. But you can see how easy this stuff flips up. It's actually just, it is lathering up just with my fingers. It is an excellent product. The ingredients in it are really good. And it just works. It's travels easy, you can chuck it in your bag, pop the top on it, you're not going to be spilling it everywhere. And like I say, you do get a lather out of it that feels like a good quality shaving soap. So, Headblade. Now, this will be the last use on this cartridge, I think. It's been on its way out the last few uses, so I don't even know whether I'll get through this shave or not, but I'm going to give it a go. I do have more cartridges on the way. I've also got a couple other bits from Headblade as well, which I'm looking forward to using. They're coming over from, I think it's just shave.com.au, but I'll pop all those details in when I do that shave and actually use those products. So the Headblade is basically, it is a cartridge razor built for head shavers. As you can see, it sits on your middle finger there, or whatever finger's comfortable, but the middle finger seems to work best for me. And then basically you just pull it on your head that way, and then when you want to do against the grain, you flip it around and then you pull it that way. Just a tremendous piece of ingenuity. Now the blade, as you can see there, it flexes that way and it also rocks. So in terms of usage, it's one of the best, it is the best head shaving tool I've got. It shaves better than any DE or any other cartridge razor I've ever used. It's comfortable and the blades last pretty long for what they are. So I've got 6 days growth, 7 days growth. Let's see how it feels. Now it takes me longer now to actually get a BBS shave with this because the blade is quite worn in, but as you can see there, well I hope you can see, it's just chewed right through that channel and it's pretty damn good. I mean, you could go with the grain on this razor and get away with it and get a lovely shave. Now the other thing with it is it cleans out quite easy as well. I don't feel like I'm always pissing about with it trying to get lather out of it or get hair out of it. Now if you use quite a thick lather, it's not quite as easy, but as you can see, just so you can get an idea of this, I've pulled all that hair off there, 7 days growth, and that, now you can see it there, perfect. That is pretty much crystal clear all the way through there. I just cannot get it to focus. There you go. Brilliant. So you can see all the way through, there's no blockages in there. It's comfortable, it's smooth, it just does exactly what it says on the tin. Now, luckily for me, I haven't cut myself with this razor. I have recommended it to people, highly recommended to people, and unfortunately some people have. or one person hasn't had a great experience with it, actually cut himself first time using it, which I have to say is quite amazing, because I find this almost impossible to cut myself with. It's just such a nice piece of machinery to use, really, or equipment. Now, because I've got 7 days growth and the braze is not as sharp as normal, it's going to take a bit longer to get through there, but we'll get there in the end. Alright, so news, any news? Yeah, got a bit of news. Alexis Sanchez is signed for Manchester United now. I can't remember if he'd signed for them when I did my last shave. I think he had, but I watched the game on Friday, or Saturday morning as it was, and he actually played quite well. To say it was his first game, ended up the man of the match. It's some nice passes. Now, the same issue showed its face with Manchester United as it did with Arsenal, something that I've always found with Alexis Sanchez when he was at Arsenal. Now, he's a phenomenal talent. He's a tremendous player. His attitude's off the charts great. Now, even when he was at Arsenal, didn't want to be there, but he still turned up, still gave 110%. I never seen him look like he wasn't trying hard at Arsenal, even in the latter days of it, sort of beginning of January when he played a couple of games. He always looked like he wanted to play, so I've got to commend him for that. There's always the worry that he'll do the same with United, but at the moment I'm not worried about that. But one thing I have to bring up is it's going to make a big difference to the strike force of United. They're going to get some service now. Now, this is a bit that sort of mind-boggled me to begin with, trying to use the left hand, but this is such an intuitive razor that you can just whip it onto your left hand and away you go, like you've been doing it for years. There's no real learning curve with it with your left hand. You just put it on your skin and you pull it down and away you go. Yeah, so I'm really excited at the moment to watch him play with the full squad with Pogba and Lukaku from the start, and actually see what sort of difference it makes to them attacking wise, because United are almost there. They've almost got a team, in my opinion, which is good enough to challenge for stuff. I thought this year would have been the year, but you can see that they're still just a little bit almost naive in the striking department. They're a little bit still struggling up there, and Lukaku, as much as hasn't scored many goals of late, his actual work rate and effort and his contribution to the team has been far superior to what I thought he would have brought. So I've been really impressed with that side of the game as well, so it's exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and just brilliant. So right, next bit of news. Well, I'm just going to empty this out because my bowl's just full of water. Tomorrow is the 29th of January, and it is actually my daughter's very first day of full-time dance school. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually taking her up to the train station and then staying with her on the train as I go to work. She's going to get off in Cobra and then go to the dance school. She's really excited, as am I. It's a massive, massive opportunity for her, and at the end of the day, the world's such a ruthless place. The chances of it actually making it are going to be slim. But you've got to put your kids in that position. I wanted to be in that position when I was a kid. I probably had the opportunity when I was a kid, but didn't have the drive. I wanted to play football, but I didn't have that, I want to be in a big team and all that sort of thing, until I got to sort of the age I am now, the last 5-6 years, is when I really realised what the opportunities were that I had, and I wish I took them. So I hope she grasps it with both hands and just gives it everything. She'll never be forced into nothing. We're never going to force her into anything, but the only thing we always say with our kids is, it doesn't matter what it is, if you start it at the beginning of the year, finish it. Give it everything while you're there, and then go do something else, move on. Don't just quit halfway through a year or halfway through a term or whatever. I mean, obviously major issues can arise and then that's different, but if you're there and it's just because you've lost the enjoyment for it or whatever, still stick it out. Don't look back on life with regret. Just give it everything. Because that's what, unfortunately, I do a bit now. I do regret my choices when I was younger. On the upside, I've got a wonderful family, a lovely house. We live in a beautiful country. We want for nothing. We need nothing. And you really can't ask for much more than that. So at the end of the day, where I've ended up, I wouldn't want to change nothing. But it's just that thought process of what if. And that's something you want to try and lose as much as you want through your life, the what ifs. Get rid of them as you go through it if you can. I think it was, I can't remember, out of the Rocky movies, the older I get, the more things I got to leave behind. And it's true, so do as much as you can with what you got. And our kids will be no exception. And it won't just be me, it'll be the boys as well. If they end up doing well at something, hopefully we can give them the opportunity to go and do something like this as well. Look how simple this razor is. I don't know whether it's actually picking up the top of my head, it looks like it's a little bit low. But that is pretty much BBS. And it's easy. Do you know what? The blade actually feels lovely. It doesn't feel tuggy at all. But what it does do now, because it's been so well used, this blade, it just doesn't quite get as close as it did on those first sort of 5, 6, maybe 7 shaves. I think this is about the 10th shave I've got on this blade now. So taking that into the equation, I haven't ordered the 4-blade cartridge that this is. I've ordered the 3-blade cartridges. So I get them over here for $10.35 or something from shave.com.au. So $10 for 4 cartridges. So if I get 10 shaves per cartridge, which it looks like I'm getting, I may actually get more than that from this. This is still very, very comfortable. That means I'm getting 40 shaves per pack. So it's working out at 40 cents. Is that right? $0.40 per cartridge. So on the grand scale of things, it's not that bad. You know, when you take into account the cost of your higher end DE blades, your feathers and your Kais, this thing's not costing much more, but look how easy it is. There's no thought process with it. It's not exciting. It's not like the sort of thrill you get. Not a thrill. I enjoy it, lathering with a brush. And getting a beautiful result with a double-edged razor. Because it, as much as it might look easy when I do it and when other guys do it with the head shaves on YouTube, it's not quite as easy as it looks. It takes a bit of time, takes a lot of practice, and you make a lot of mistakes in the beginning. And I still make mistakes on head shaves because one wrong angle with any razor and you'll take a chunk, you'll slice your skin. But you can't do this with a DE razor. You just can't do it. It's near on impossible. Yes, it's not going to be the same sort of quality of shave that you get from a DE. You don't get that same sort of satisfaction from it. Now when I'm doing this, basically I hold it like that for the sideburns. You hold it like that, you still need to keep both parts in contact with your skin, so you actually keep the ball on, put the blade on, and then you just literally pull it up a little bit. And then sometimes just some of this side against the grain is just a little bit easier, just to use my right hand sometimes, because I can use my left hand to pull my ear out the way. I don't know why it doesn't work quite as easily on the right hand side to use my left hand, but that's probably the most difficult part really to use my left hand on, is the right hand side of my head. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. You know, I first used it and I thought this is a great shaver, it's great. I mean, that's feels great, and there's no irritation, I get excited about this when I get this sort of BBS, and I know there's no real heavy irritation or anything like that. I feel a little bit, but it's nothing major. I'm just going to put just a tiny little squirt on, literally just a tiny blob like that. You'll see how far this cream goes. You seen how much cream I put on there? Look at that. But like I say, I've said it several times with this shave cream. It is as good as any soap out there, it really is. It's tremendous. There's no scent with it. I think if we did scented soaps it'd be nice, like a scented cream. Even if it was just a mint or a wintergreen, something, even a touch of wintergreen, and that'd be beautiful. But he's obviously trying to hit a crowd of pretty much everyone. He doesn't want to miss anyone. So on that thought process, if you go unscented and make it spot on, you can't go wrong. You know, I love a scent in my soaps and creams. I think it just adds a bit to your shave. I think it makes it more enjoyable. This video's probably really long, I've done a lot of talking shit, but... So, there was Josh Shaves, was another YouTuber that I mentioned on my last video. The other one I forgot about, and I was actually quite surprised I forgot about. I've watched a couple of his videos, I haven't commented on them yet, it's Flash Bodum. Now he's pretty much followed my channel, I think from pretty much way back. He might have been one of the sort of first subscribers. He's always commented, he's got quite a quirky sense of humour. Now, when I first listened to his channel, I actually thought he was German because I was listening to it with a bit of background noise. But I'm pretty sure he's Welsh. But he seems like let's put it this way, his channel will do well. He's got a great sense of humour. And he's quick with it as well. He's quick with it on himself, because sometimes the best sort of humour is the humour that you have with yourself. Which I don't really have. I'm much better than I was, but the police sucked the life out of me for too many years, and I just struggle now with that side of things. With actual humour itself and having a laugh. I really need to be pissed, as in alcohol, drunk, to have a laugh, which is sad really, but that's what being in a job like the police does to you, unfortunately. Yeah, it messes with you. Yeah, I've just got a little bit there. Now what I love about this, I mean, you see how slick that is, that's just rolling over my head. There's no friction or anything like that. I don't feel like it's ever going to dig into my skin or anything. Yeah, I just can't get a shave like that from a DE razor. I can't. And Christopher David Bailey, if you watch CDB or whatever it is, you know, the guy that's ego's so big that he says he's him and no one else is, well, it's quite obvious what does my tits in. He uses a Headblade, and I think he's got a similar sort of point of view on it as me. If I'm honest, I watched him with it, and I thought, oh shit, can't be that good. It is that good. In fact, you know, in my personal opinion, he doesn't talk it up enough. It's better than what he says, and it's really a tremendous shave for me. Yeah. That really, for me, is off the charts good. I can't beat that with a double-edged razor, single-edged razor, any other cartridge. I've tried everything. in terms of double edge and stuff. Not everything, but I've tried a lot of razors. But this little thing here blows them all away, just quite simply, plain and simply. And what a simple combination. You've got your head slick from Headblade. There's a lot in there. I mean, this is 5 fluid ounces, so there's loads in there. You don't need a lot of it. You've seen that last sort of pass here, I'd only put a tiny little bit on. It covers my whole head. Really, that's all I should put on all the time, but I use things more than you need, because I think you get a better result when you overuse something than you underuse it, or try and get it spot on in this hobby. The razor was the Headblade, which really is, in my opinion, the best head shaving tool out there. There's nothing better that I've used, there's nothing better that I can recommend to anyone. And yes, double-edged razors and traditional shaving, I enjoy it, it's more relaxing, it's great. That there gives you the option of in the shower, on the go, as quick as you want. I mean, you can literally, I've smashed out head shaves in the shower with this in about 4 to 5 minutes, full BBS head shave. Obviously, I'm on here, I'm talking a lot of shit, but when I'm in the shower I can whip one out, and the blade still feels great. I'll probably keep that in that razor for another shave. I'm going to use it until it dies, and then I'm going to count up how many shaves I get, and that'll give me an average of how much I'll get out of a pack of 4, and I'll give you guys a better gauge of how much it's going to cost you to keep one of these little things going, as opposed to using double-edged razors. So I'm highly impressed with it. So you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the face shave, which will be coming straight after this one. Cheers.